Over the past few months, a lot of people have been asking me, how do I raise the prices of my products? And you might be raising your prices for a lot of different reasons. The stuff going on with tariffs, your manufacturing or ingredient costs might be going up. Nonetheless, there's a right way, there's a wrong way. It doesn't matter the reason. At some point in time, you're going to have to raise your prices. And there's a way that I've done in the past and that I currently do it today that is actually a really like gamifying and promotional way to do it that doesn't make it feel icky or anything like that. The things that we worry about as business owners. So if it's your first time watching a video from me, my name's Devin Merklin. I was employee number one for a supplement brand called Living It Daily that we grew from zero to over $50 million in less than 4 years. I've also been involved in acquiring e-commerce businesses, selling e-commerce businesses, and now I spend all my time as a growth partner helping e-commerce businesses grow. We have a free mastermind here. You can scan that QR code, jump in. We have fun in there, do lives and all that good stuff. But today I want to show you how we go about raising our prices. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put myself in the tiny screen in the bottom left-hand corner and kind of draw this out. Like usually when it comes to raising our prices, it's not like we're doing this astronomical jump. It could be anywhere between, like, depending on the nature of your product, like $1 to $2 that you're trying to raise the prices on. And it doesn't matter what the actual number is. Your customers, especially if you have subscribers, they're going to be used to whatever that price is. So if you're at like $38.95 for your product and you raise it up to $39.95, you're going to throw red flags. And those customers that are accustomed to this, they're not going to want to do this, right? They're going to come up with every reason why $1 feels like $100. And so there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. Let's get the wrong way out of the way. The wrong way is just changing your prices and trying to sweep it under the rug like nobody notices. Your customers notice a lot more than you believe. They find loopholes and things on your website. Like, trust me, if there is a way, they will find a way. Do not take your customers for granted. So the better thing to do is to build a promotion out of it. Now, I've done videos in the past on here where I've like showed different promotions and stuff that we run. And this is one that we run today. And I'm actually going to show you one that we're running for a client at the moment. It's very simple. And I've got this from an individual named Ezra Firestone, like in his mastermind, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And I just took it, run with it, and added a little bit of flair to it. So he called it, I forget what he called it exactly. I think it was price hike or 4-day price hike or something along those lines. I took that concept and kind of blown it out a little bit. So what I want to show you here is what we actually do when it comes to this price hike. So for this brand in particular, prices are going up starting October 1st, and it's for various different products. So what we're going to do out of this thing is essentially run a sale. So for 5 days here, our communication is all around that we are raising prices on this product. Now, it's not as simple as, hey, this price is going from this to this. What we're trying to do is give them as much information as possible as to why. Because if we can get them to understand why we have to raise prices and get them on our side a little bit, like it's us against them type of thing, it makes this process a little bit easier. So when we're running this price hike, this information, all these emails and social posts and everything that are going out, they're all around, hey, we're raising prices and this is why. We're increasing the levels of support. We've had a lot of feedback lately that customers want faster support responses, things of that nature. So we're increasing the level of support that we're giving. We're also increasing the quality of our products as well. So that requires us to do a lot more investing. So we've invested in XYZ machines over the past 3 months. And now we're starting to roll out new products and things that you'll see on the website. So this is all requiring us to raise prices just a little bit. And it's all in your favor because we're going to be able to produce so many more products. We're going to have such better support, etc. You want to frame this in a way that it's all towards the customer. And it should be. You should not just be raising prices out of the blue just because, hey, I feel like I just need to raise prices today, right? If you do, you probably need to find a way to frame that. I wouldn't suggest it, but there needs to be an actual reason why you're raising prices. And if it's because like your ingredient cost went up for your brand or whatever, just say that. Like consumers are going to understand why you have to raise their prices. And you can also couple that with like, hey, I have to raise my prices because my ingredient costs went up. And, you might be thinking XYZ brand over here, their prices are lower, or that am I just going to lose those customers? Explain why your ingredient costs are more rather than XYZ brand over here, right? It's very simple, like supply and demand. Maybe XYZ brand has a lower quality ingredient, same ingredient, but different location, where it's derived from, whatever, and they're able to sell it a lot cheaper. Or they might be able to purchase a whole bunch in bulk, which means it sits on the shelf longer. Any way that you do this, as long as you're an ethical human being, you can frame this in a way that's in favor of the customer. And that's what you want to do throughout this time frame. So this is meant to be a value add to the consumer. And during this time, you can do this one of two ways. So the first way, don't offer a discount at all. Just go forefront and explain these things of why you're going to increase your prices starting October 1st. And we're increasing support, we're increasing our ingredients or equipment or whatever it might be. And we wanted to give you guys a heads up, a notice 5 days in advance. That way you can shop, get everything that you've had on your wish list in your cart before we actually increase the prices. So you're giving them a little bit of time to shop before that. And then the other option would be offer a discount, just do it like a sale. So during this time, hey guys, we have to raise prices on October 1st. We are investing in new equipment. We're investing in better ingredients, all this kind of stuff. So it's going to drive our costs up. So we wanted to do one final sale, 15% off store-wide or whatever it might be during this time frame. And that's what you're putting in the communication, right? All this is just around being like an actual genuine human being. Once again, if you're just raising prices to raise prices, this doesn't really work for you. You actually have to frame this in a way that's actually a value add to the consumer. So during this time frame, we kick it off with that explanation. So we lean heavy with info here, like the why behind it, what's actually going to happen, etc. And then we start getting more into the promotional side. So I usually split this up in between 4 and 6 days. Right here, we're doing 5 days. So you can imagine these first 3 days are going to be a lot of information. So you're explaining to the customer. Don't just lean on just one email to accomplish this for you. Explain it to the customer, like here's the why, here's what you're going to get, here's the benefit, here's the benefit for you. And then the last 2 days here, this is when we want to get promotion-y, sales-y. We want to let them know, like, hey, we are raising prices 2 days from now. Make sure you shop so that you don't miss out on this. We don't want you to suffer from that. Get your order today. So you're running this entire, and then same on the 30th. Like, this is the last day, 24 hours left. And you don't want this to be as heavy as a sale, but you do want to add that urgency, that scarcity to the prices and everything, because they're about to increase the next day. So this is a great way to do it because it allows you to communicate with your consumer, tell them what the heck is actually going on, why you're increasing prices. You didn't just change them in the middle of the night and they're left wondering what's going on. And it allows you to actually kind of turn it into a promotion and use those elements that we use in sales and those kind of promotions where there's a lot of scarcity, a lot of urgency. But it also allows you to show the value and what you've been delivering over XYZ months or years that you've been in business, and that you're always looking for opportunities to improve on that. So that's how we go about increasing prices when it comes to any niche. We always lead with, let's turn this into a promotion. Let's show the value that they're going, or that they have been getting and that they're going to get in the future. And let's be very open and give them an opportunity to shop at these prices, because every consumer is, 99% of consumers are price conscious. Let's give them this opportunity, this window to go shop those prices now before we actually increase them. And it also, last thing I'll say, it also kind of sparks that little bit of FOMO in them, because there's a lot of consumers that will be having stuff in their cart. They're not acting on those abandoned cart emails. They're just waiting for you to do a sale or something along those lines. They might have stuff in their wish list if you do wish list on your store or whatever it might be. And so they might have stuff in there just waiting for you to do a big sale. and this might push them over the edge. And especially if you don't do a discount during this time, you will get them to purchase because they're not going to have a discount to actually use. Or maybe they had a discount saved, like a 5% off, and they were just waiting for a bigger one. Now they're going to go use that 5% discount. So I've seen this a lot when it comes to brands and consumers in that shop on those brands. So give this this process a try. Trust me, it will make you a lot, or it really explains the value to the consumer, but it will make you a lot more money than just going onto your website and increasing your price. All right, that's it. Bye.